All right, we are gonna get started. Happy Tuesday, first town hall of the year. Happy New Year. I'm excited about what's to come. We already can see the market is turning in our favor. I think not only are interest rates slowly creeping down, but also expectations are adjusting. And that is definitely leading to more business. And I always say, and I always come back to focus on what you can control, which are your efforts. We can't control market conditions. We can control our actions every day and seize the opportunities that exist in every single market. So thank you guys for all that you do. Excited about the award ceremony, which will probably be in early March. You'll hear more about that once we solidify the date. And here we are in 2024, and we're going to make it a year of unprecedented success. So I'm very excited. I hope you guys share in that excitement, and we're ready to rock and roll. So I always talk about, it's one of the core beliefs of mine and how I live my life is playing the long game with urgency. So, and let's go to the next slide. Who wants it? What does that mean to you? And there's no right or wrong answer. If anyone want to volunteer, what does play the long game mean? What does play the long game with urgency mean? The urgency part's easy because I think we all know what urgency is. Does anyone want to take a Rhonda?
You just keep doing the money-making activities day after day, and eventually you never know when, where, how, or why it's going to show up, but it does. So
it comes back to what I just said. Thank you. Focus on what you can control, which are your actions on a disciplined, consistent basis. And over time, you will reap the rewards. Over time, you will see the success and the results, because there's a lag between your actions and your results, and everything in life, and certainly in our business. And certain things take longer than others, but you got to plant the seeds to reap the rewards. The sooner you plant the seed, which comes back to urgency, the sooner you reap the reward. Even if there's a 1 year lag, the sooner you take the action, a year later, you get the reward. If you wait a year to take the action, you'll be waiting 2 years to get the reward, right? Pretty simple. So have disciplined, consistent actions and efforts right now, and you will reap the rewards in the future. And a part of that whole equation is to recognize, when you understand that, then you're not disappointed, you're not demoralized when you're not seeing instant results. Because we're in this society based on a lot of instant gratification. I think social media definitely amplifies that, and we see everyone's results. We don't see all the effort that they had to put into it in order to reap those results, right? And that happened well before you saw the social media post. So I think it's important to recognize that, so you stay the course. At the end of the day, it's really about staying the course. And as I say, play the long game with urgency. Yes, Ron, and then I'll go to Andrew.
And you have to keep consistent. And here's a perfect example, and especially if you're new, please listen. 21 and 22 were my best years ever. 23 was one of my worst. Sometimes the market just gets in the way, but I just kept on and kept on and kept on. And right now I have 7 pieces of business. 1 closed, 3 in escrow, lease listing in Van Nuys, and 2 more listings coming up. So, and this is all hit in the past 2 weeks.
And that was based on the efforts you made well in the past.
Yes, and I'm like, where were you during 2023?
Yeah.
But you know what? It comes when it comes, and you just got to keep playing the long game.
And focus on what you can control with urgency. And the reason I say with urgency is because sometimes when I say that, or people say that, they use it as an excuse to like, oh, I'll just be patient and I'll just sit back and wait. Good luck with that, right? You got to take initiative. You got to be proactive. You got to make it happen with your effort, and the results, again, will come in time. If you just sit back and wait and don't put forth the effort, you're never going to see the results, right? In our business, it is about taking initiative. It is about being proactive. Nothing's going to fall in your lap. It's all about the effort you put to value you, again, create for other people. One of you guys were, or maybe both.
I was just going to say, you need to, your goals are one thing, but to live in a world of expectation is another. And I believe a lot of realtors expect stuff to happen to them, and when it doesn't in a timely fashion, they start getting angry, and that's not a healthy place to be either.
And Ross hit it on the head, because playing the long game is about managing your own expectations.
Yeah.
It's an understanding that you're not going to get the reward right away. It's understanding that it's gonna take time. And when you have that expectation internally, then you're gonna stay the course and you're gonna be a lot more consistent and continue to endure. That's key, because it is,
And then that leads you to the last statement is patience is a virtue
yeah, with effort.
with effort. right?
For sure, yep. So embracing a process, patience, diligence, the lead versus lag. The lag is the space, as I said, that exists between your action and results. Understanding that lag helps you stay the course. Results are a byproduct of your actions. You typically don't realize them, again, for days, months, years sometimes. And again, understanding that is critically important. Execute the right activities, and that's a whole nother conversation about what are the right activities. We talk about that a lot. I'm not going to get into that in detail now, other than I can tell you it's just very simple. Who's ever having the most conversations with prospective clients is doing the most business. It's that simple. Whoever's having the most conversations is doing the most business. So how many conversations are you having with prospective clients every single day? Because that will tell me how much business you're doing, pure and simple. And there's many ways to have those conversations, and whatever you're gonna do with discipline and consistency that caters to your unique strengths is the most effective way to go about it. Any comments on this? Okay, we'll go to the next slide.
Josh, real
Yeah.
quick, we were talking about deals falling into your lap. I mean, it does happen, right? But
It only happens when you put forth the effort and you plant the
Exactly.
seeds.
Conversations that you had previously that maybe you were more conscious of, or maybe you were, that's how that fell into your lap. So it doesn't really fall in your lap.
Yeah, it's not really falling into your lap. It's because you planted the seeds, you put forth the effort, you made a connection, you piqued someone's interest, you asked good questions, you created value in some way, shape, or form for someone else, and then they came back in time when they were ready, right? Again, all you can do is focus on what you can control. You may have a great conversation with someone, create a tremendous amount of curiosity and value, and make them feel great, and they're just not ready. But in time, they very well may be, and then they'll remember the connection you had with them. And how do you build trust, right? Again, too many people give up, in my mind, too quickly, particularly in this business. And it is what Ross said. It's like, I'm even looking around the room with people who, it's tough. It's tough. We're in a commission business, right? And if you're not closing deals, you're not making any money, right? And it is setting yourself up, knowing that and recognizing that no matter how good and talented and how much effort you put forth, it's going to take time. So prepare yourself accordingly. And with that said, make sure that you endure. I see so many people, just use an example, they go out and they door knock for a month and they do it consistently for a month and they do a great job. And they don't see any business from it. It's not working. I'm going to try something else. They didn't give it long enough. It's that simple, right? So how long that should be, it's unique to the particular activity. One of the first things I tell people is go find someone who's doing what you aspire to do at a very high level and figure out from them how long it should take. That will give you some model and frame of reference. But again, so many people give up too quickly because they haven't given it time to reap the reward. It's business and life and growth are often gradual, and then all of a sudden, because all the seeds get planted, you don't reap the reward, then you start to reap the rewards and they come in spades, right? But if you don't endure, you'll never get to that point. Have a plan that's sustainable, per what I said earlier, like understand yourself, have a high degree of self-awareness, and whatever plan you have, make sure it's one you can commit to, meaning you can commit to the specific activities that you outlined in that plan. And if you can't commit, which means you can absolutely guarantee it's going to happen, and you can't do it with consistency, it's not effective. So your plan needs to be sustainable for you. What's sustainable for Terry is not necessarily what's sustainable for Chloe. So understand yourself and make sure you can commit to that plan such that you will do it with consistency and play the long game, right? Recognizing, honoring the lag, again, builds, perseverance, resilience, confidence, credibility, commitment, and consistency. They go hand in hand. So, again, a goal is one thing. A goal in my mind is, and we talked about this at fire coaching yesterday, is somewhat aspirational. A commitment is a boundary. It's a standard. It's a definitive. So what are you committed to? What can you definitively say you are going to do? And make sure you're clear on that, and then create some goals that are more aspirational, but realistic, right? Those are sort of stretches. The commitments are a bare minimum. Any comments on this? Harris.
Hey, Josh, great to see so many people here. Once you've made a decision, then you make a schedule that's sustainable and also doing well costs. You gotta have less hobbies, less TV for a little while, less socializing. It costs. There's a fee to trying to be successful in the real estate business. And, you know, we all gotta feel that pinch in order to be aggressive in what we want to do and, you know, consistently make a schedule that's realistic.
Yeah, and look, the cost is what I call the opportunity cost, right? Because you have options in everything you do and how you use your time. So be clear on what are the most effective ways to do that, because that's when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else and vice versa. So what are you saying yes to and what are you saying no to? And are those the right decisions? Right? Be clear in that for sure. And as Harris says, there's sacrifices, guys. No one said this stuff was going to be easy. And honestly, the beauty of that is it makes you appreciate the victories that much more, right? If it was always easy, then think about how gratifying life would be. Not at all. There's nothing more gratifying than overcoming a challenge. So I think about my son, who I reference a lot. You know, he always says to me, it's not fair, Daddy. It's not fair. Like, you're right, it's not fair. And what are you gonna do about it? It's not fair. Life is not fair. And how are you gonna make it unfair in your advantage, right? What are you going to do about it to turn the tables to your side, right? So that is critically important. And again, overcoming challenges is phenomenally fulfilling. So when you experience a challenge, embrace it. Don't run from it. Don't retreat from it. Embrace it. Take it on and say, this is a tremendous opportunity to build skill, to build resilience, to create value, to give myself a boost of self-confidence, right? And that's how I embrace challenges. Believe me, I have them in multitudes every single day, and they are the fuel that's propelling forward. And a lot of people don't look at it that way. So getting that mindset will help you stay in action and achieve at a much higher level. All right, I think the final one. We talked about a sustainable plan. Too many people give up too easily. Didn't we just repeat this? Sorry. Okay, thank you. Delayed gratification goes hand in hand. The sooner you do the work, the sooner you reap the reward. Continue to show up, continue to do the work. Again, when you're facing challenges, just focus on what you can control, which is your effort. Don't attach yourself to the outcomes, right? Doesn't matter. Again, I come back to Max. I don't care if you win or lose. All I care about is if you put your best effort forward. And if you continue to do that, and I'm talking to every single one here, if you continue to put your best effort forward every day with discipline, with consistency, and play the long game, I assure you the results will work in your favor. I guarantee it. Okay. And that's the message, right? We care about the results. Of course we care about the results. So when I say don't attach yourself to the outcome of the results will come though when you're focused on the effort. That's the point. So I think that's a major lesson that I try to embrace and live every single day. Bring theory to practice, engage. I wear it on my wrist. Environment matters, but environment only matters to the extent that you engage in the environment. It doesn't matter if you don't engage. The environment doesn't matter. Go anywhere if you're just gonna not show up, right? Engage, measure what you're doing, measure your actions, measure your results, the leading indicators and the lagging indicators, and then be willing to continue to adjust and pivot and become smarter in what you do, right? I always say commit to the purpose and be flexible in the approach and the tactics and the strategies, because that's what allows you to adapt and change, right? What got you here will not necessarily get you there. So along the way, you're committed to the purpose, but you're willing to be flexible in the strategy and the approach to the activities, and you're embracing other people that will help you stay accountable and help you point out blind spots that you may not otherwise have. And that's the power of collaboration. There's so much every single person here can learn from one another. When you ask questions, you build relationships, you engage, and you're willing to be authentic and transparent, which is something I very much pride ourselves in here, because the foundation of our success is the collaboration, right? None of us is as smart as all of us. So any other last thoughts before I move on from this? All right. Oh, Terry.
Josh, can we just an idea, can we have like maybe some kind of like idea sharing kind of presentation where, let's say somebody that closed a big deal in this office sat down in front of us and gave us the whole trail. Where did you meet the guy? How did you meet? What were the problem from A to Z? So we get a clear idea of all the ups and downs, because otherwise, it's.
Go back and watch the Tatiana.
I was just thinking.
Okay, so there, that's great. So Sereno, so it's one of the things, but I appreciate the feedback. That's why we're here. That's what I try to be purposeful in terms of interviewing top people, including our guests coming up shortly. But yeah, we'll continue to do more of that. And Tatiana, both at the Mulholland. Yeah, but I've interviewed her here and then I interviewed her at the top of this thing. Yeah.
Because there's no sense in making the same mistakes
Yeah.
that somebody else did
Of
20
course.
years ago.
Yeah. Andrew, go ahead. You were gonna say something or were you?
Well, it's just, I mean, this is 4 hours, right? This whole thing, you're gonna be 4 hours just on this topic. I mean, it's like asking Tiger Woods how they won that championship or Michael Jordan how they won that. Well, that's not where it starts, right? And the truth about, you know, when is the best time to plant a tree 20 years ago? When's the next best time right now? This is a very passionate, meaningful conversation. What does it look like? Right? I think that a lot of us suffer from identity crisis. And if you want to have that new identity, you've got to be that new identity. And what does that look like? Right? Like, you know, I made a commitment, I don't know, it's probably 30 days now, where I get up at 4:11 every morning. 4:11 is just symbolic of my 411. Right? And it
Because your annual goal is your monthly goal.
it allows me to do the things that I need to do effectively every day. And so it's, you know, we can all sit up here and talk about a successful transaction that we've closed. But you got to take that way further back. And we've got to identify our own identity crisis and who is it that we desire to be and be that person now. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, great book. Anybody hasn't read it? Really great book. I'd start with that, perhaps.
Andrew's point's well taken, and it is nice to hear about like about
There's no doubt.
a transaction. So you know what, maybe I'll do, since he's sitting here and he's done many of them, I'll interview and I'll make a commitment. And I know Andrew, without even having to ask him, will be happy to do that. I'll interview Andrew in the next month. How's that? I'll make a commitment and he'll walk you through a couple of transactions that I guarantee will be a tremendous learning experience for everyone here. Deal? Sure. Okay, love it. Good question. Any other thoughts or? All right, we're on to the next. So, and this is a perfect prompting for our escrow officer, Pele. Does everyone know Pele? Pele is our escrow officer at Cannon Hills Escrow. She's got an amazing team with Zach and Shirley. And it's a big lever to the success of our business, to be honest with you. It creates a lot of more resources for us as an office when our escrow does well. And I always come back to all we would ask is give Pele and her team an opportunity to earn your business. Like it needs to be earned, and Pele's the first to recognize that. And I think if you give her that opportunity, she'll show you how good they are. So I just want to plant that seed, continue to create the awareness around how important that escrow is for all of us. It creates a lot more resources. So, and Andrew, maybe since you're sitting up there front and center, and Rhonda too, anything you want to say about your experience? I'll put you guys on the spot, Rhonda, Andrew, with Pele or your team, Ross or Stephanie or.
Well, I mean, we're thrilled, right? Like, it's just exceptional service. Timely. We have a great experience, you know, working with your team. The team's so responsive, super responsive. And that's what we need, right? Just really good communication. So.
Bingo. Love it. Thank you.
Well, first of all, Pele, Shirley, and Zach are great people. I love just talking to them and seeing them on a regular basis. And I used to sit over there by them. And I got up and I said to them, "Are you freaking kidding me? You're the escrow officer. You are not the assistant to these realtors in our office. They make the big bucks. They need to be making these calls, and because they do way too much for us. If we, I mean, some realtors just didn't want to make the call to their own client for whatever reason, and Pele's doing it for them. I'm like, you guys should not be doing all this. These people are making the big bucks. They need to be managing their own transactions. But I'm a control freak, and I like, you know, having them right here. Because, and everything I want or need, it's.
And to Rhonda's point, the accessibility, the communication, the willingness to go above and beyond, give these guys an opportunity to earn your business.
And I just want to say, you know, they also know their stuff. Just from a, yes, they'll go above and beyond and call, but as a broker-owned escrow company, they're in-house. They're under the supervision, of us here. But Haley knows she's always doing her continuing education, learning more. Shirley's been in this, I don't know for how long, but long time. And so they know their stuff. And if, like Josh said, anybody can get better. So if there's issues that you may have had in the past, you just tell them and, they'll overcome that. But,
Oh, so I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. We would love the opportunity to work with you. I see a lot of new faces, but we are here to work with you and your clients, and we do go above and beyond. And I give you my cell phone number, and I make sure that you always have contact with me. If you need to go to an appointment and you need a net sheet, I'll prepare that for you. You can call me at nighttime. I will probably prepare it for you. If not myself, Shirley will do it, okay? So just know that we are here to work for you, and we don't mind going above and beyond. Like Rhonda said, we do a lot of extra stuff, but that's okay. And that's one of the good things about using your in-house, because when you go to other escrow companies, they're not gonna do what we do, okay? So just know that, let your clients know that this is my team and they will take care of you, and we'll make sure everything gets taken care of, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm not gonna go down every name, but again, there's plenty of business. These are closings. There's a ton of business. So whatever anyone's saying about the market, believe me, there's plenty of people sitting in this room and not in this room that are doing plenty of business. So the opportunity is there. And look, you're a victim only when you choose to be a victim, pure and simple in life. You control your destiny through your actions. So whenever, again, even my son talks about, oh, woe was me and whatever, destiny's in your hands, kid. What are you gonna do about it, right? So I ask you guys the same thing. If you're not happy with your business, I can tell you, we're gonna give you everything you need to be as successful as you're committed to being. I mean that sincerely, at a higher level, I firmly believe, than anywhere else. But nothing's gonna fall in your lap. You gotta learn and you gotta take it and put it into action. So plenty of opportunity, and these guys are pure evidence of that. So let's give a big round of applause. Family Reunion, which is our annual convention. It's once a year. It's the biggest real estate event. I actually think is it, Tony? I think it is the biggest real estate event in the country, pure and simple. Keller Williams has more agents than any other brokerage. This is where you'll see probably 20,000 agents coming together in one spot. It happens to be in Vegas this year, which is obviously very close by. A lot of great action, a lot of fun happening there, and a lot of learning. It is for everyone. I don't care if you're brand new or you're the #1 agent in the country, you will learn something. You will get tremendous value from Family Reunion. So I would encourage everyone that can get there to get there. I get nothing from it other than watching you grow and achieve at a higher level. And I wouldn't endorse it if I didn't truly believe it was going to help your business. And I can say that about every single person here. There are breakout sessions, meaning you get to pick and choose what you go to based on your skill level, based on your area of expertise, based on your interests. So you'll see a whole menu of classes and you choose what you go to. There's obviously a couple classes that everyone comes together about the state of the market, about trends. It's a game changer. It's phenomenal. It's on the 25th, the 29th. Without knowing the exact agenda, it's really the 26th through the 28th. So that helps you. It's like 3 days, really. The first and last day are not really much going on, and it's phenomenal. Andrew.
Be careful if you buy tickets secondhand, because there's a lot of scams every single year. This year, lots of scams. So if you're gonna buy a ticket from another supposed KW agent, just really be careful, because there's a lot of scams. Which is so weird. It sounds weird, but it happens every year and it's happening this year. So, yeah, just really be careful.
Steph.
I just wanted to share that as a fairly new agent, and I've been a few times, the amount of agents that you meet, they become referral partners.
Yeah.
So
Especially in Beverly Hills, you guys.
they want to know who we are,
Yeah.
then you can send someone to Montana. And you have a great friend up in Montana or North Carolina or Florida.
When you're walking
So-
around with your bag, sorry.
So understand that it's
Beverly Hills
great-
people automatically get
a great
attracted.
chance to connect with other agents to build your referral.
Beverly Hills, Florida. Yeah.
So don't spite that.
The price is going up again, I
Yes.
believe, at the end of the month. So right now it's 890.
Did everyone hear that? Because it is going to go up again.
Yes, and it goes up to 1,200.
Whoa.
Ouch.
Wow. So get your ticket now.
It's up from the original price, $6.99 from last year.
99 was the
Early bird.
earlier.
Early bird.
Early bird. And also whoever attended, I think it was, I don't know what event it was, but.
Masterminds maybe or something
Yeah, I
like that.
think so, which was a discounted also, but after that, it, continues to increase and then we'll go to 1,200.
And it's not by accident that the gentleman up there, whoever's seen him, will be there.
Mel Robbins.
Yeah. And Mel Robbins, and it's a phenomenal, guys, believe me, it's a game-changing event. Yeah.
Do we know when the prices go up or not?
End of the month.
At the end of the month. Oh.
Yes.
Hey, Josh, I just
Yeah.
want to say my experience for the last 40 years has been in show business. You all need to know that the production that Keller Williams mounts at family reunion, they're all friends of mine doing the production. It's first class.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of events where the speakers, 8,000 people away from me, you can't see them. In the hall, they have screens every 30 feet. And the production is so incredibly great. And the technology that you will learn there is life-changing.
Yeah.
And you need to be prideful of the event and the experience because it's worth every bit of the dollar you pay for it.
It's going up on January 23rd. 23rd, okay.
23rd?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should go online and look.
January 23rd, so.
Yeah, they have that, you know, so.
Like a little, like less than 2 weeks, I guess, right? If I'm doing whatever math.
And going to 1,200 and
That's, yep.
wow.
And everybody in the office, we have a get together.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. And we'll be doing a dinner with whoever goes, on the office that will pay a very nice, great.
And it's not McDonald's. It's a nice
Yeah,
dinner.
it's not. And we try, and while we're there, we try to band together and really, it's a great bonding experience. It's a great learning experience. It's.
Yes, Pele actually will host a happy hour the day that pretty much everybody arrives. We do that and then the following day, usually it's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we usually have something on Sunday. But this case, it's during the week, so we'll figure out what day we will all.
A big dinner. Yep. It'll be great. And if you have questions, come to me, come to Serena, come to Veronica, we'll help answer them. But if in doubt, I know it's expensive. I know, it's less expensive because it's in Vegas. So transportation there is not as much. And, hotels tend to be a little more reasonable in Vegas. Take advantage of it, guys. There's no greater investment than an investment in yourself. And this is right at the top of the list. All right. So for those that don't know, it all sort of was announced today. Our amazing leader, part of our ALC, one of our top agents, such a cultural leader in this office, Austin Chen, has decided to step down from his position as managing director, KW Beverly Hills Commercial. I just want to thank him and commend him for all he's done. He's obviously remaining in our office. Focus more, I'll let him speak for himself in a moment on his business, on his family. For those that don't know Austin, which I admire him so much for, is being a dad and a father at the highest level with his children. He travels extensively for volleyball with his daughter and his son. And he's just the scouts and all that stuff. I watch Austin and it's inspiring as a dad myself. See how connected he is, and that obviously is time consuming. He's also got to make money and make a living and close deals. So Austin has decided to step down. Shia Braverman, for those that know Shia, is going to come and take over that position. We're excited about Shia, but I just want to thank Austin for all that he's done. The commercial division here has been one of the, just selfishly, one of my greatest, like our greatest successes since I've been here, because that has grown extensively. There was like nothing here when we started. And Austin and I, together with his leadership, really took a very shell existence of a commercial division and turned it into something extraordinary. We have a standing commercial meeting every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. And honestly, it's probably more attended than anything else we do. And that's every week. And that's a product of Austin, his leadership, the value he's created for that. So I just want to thank Austin for all that he's done.
I lost my voice because of all this travel. It was over 26 hours of volleyball tournaments this last weekend, so sorry for my voice. But no, it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve as managing director for the last 3 years. Really enjoyed what we've created, proud of what we've created, and really excited to see what's going to happen in the future with Shia at the helm now. But that's really it. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And I just say, yeah, Austin has been great. He started out in commercial, I think at Horizon, right? And, I'm pretty much residential. So whenever I had commercial questions, it's a great resource. But that being said, like any resident agents that are doing commercial, our policy is you need to partner up with the commercial agent. Austin does, his specialty is multifamily. So if anybody has any new deals or deals about multifamily, go to Austin for that. He's a great resource for that. Thank you, Austin.
Thank you. All right, so we have a capping model. Does anyone want to say what capping means? Sometimes I feel like some people don't even realize that.
Commission.
There you go. So once you pay the brokerage $42,000, unless you're on a team and it's a half cap. Once you pay us that, you no longer pay us for the rest of that 12-month period. Whenever you join, that's when the clock starts to tick and it resets again 12 months later. And the goal is for everyone to cap so they can experience a period of time, the more the better, at 100%, where they pay us nothing. So we are always proud to celebrate and commend our cappers. And in this case, it's Martha. Amazing. As I look at you, a breath of fresh air too, and it's great. And I come back to gratitude and being grateful and people being gracious, and Martha's definitely that. And that's something that it's one of my resolutions in life is that this year and every year is to just pour my time into those that are grateful and gracious, because there's too many that are not, and I have no interest in spending time with them. So anything you want to share with the group on your success?
About this question actually a while ago about taking apart a deal, and the deals that got me to cap were extremely complex. And thank you, Michael, he was somewhere in Hawaii when I became a contractor all of a sudden. There was deeds to change, there were variances and privacy walls and celebrities and so many things to deal with, plus closing contingencies at the same time, contingency for sales. And I discovered one thing that really worked for me this year that I don't know if this would work for anybody, but when you're going for the request for repairs and you got like a big number. So what I did was I presented a letter. I said, my clients are really busy and the request will be coming later on. I give it like about a 4-hour wait. I present a letter with everything, all the big ticket items that they're not going to do. And, and they decided they're going to take care of this themselves and the drainage and then we'll get back with, and I mentioned a few figures. Then several hours later, they already think my clients are great people because they're just foregoing so many of these repairs. Several hours later, I said it was like 40,000 on this one. And immediately, like 5 minutes, accepted. We were going to counter, but we just said they're taking care of so many things and they're being so reasonable. And so it was sort of just tempering their expectations on the other side. So it's like a 2-stage instead of a 1-step sort of thing. So I don't know, you might already do that, but that was.
That's great. That's managing expectations, which is unbelievably powerful. I love
There's
it.
got to be enough time. And I was going to take a day, but I figured just so many hours and I went morning and night is what I did with that. So that was one thing that helped. The rest of it, it's really long-term clients that were very close and they were friends and they always referral based.
Plant the seeds, play the long game.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Yeah.
Because these all come from one source at CAA. I had one of the owners of CAA who would refer his clients, who would refer their clients and their friends, and then it just sort of spread down. So I got lucky.
I don't think it's lucky.
Well, with the hat and the wallet.
I need a lighting director, please. And a zero lighting. Boy, the cat might help. Here's some zero. I got it. Everybody's a director. I love it.
Great stuff, Mark. You're awesome. Give us a round of applause.
Congratulations. Joe,
All right.
Joe,
All right, so we have this gentleman, let me get this set up as I'm talking, who is definitely an absolute industry leader on many different fronts. Top agent, top coach, social media guru, author. He's been an owner of multiple Keller Williams offices, become a good friend, is now an agent here, which I'm really excited about. And Tony Giordano. So many of you know Tony, some may not. And Tony is just a world-class industry leader and icon, and grateful to have him here and grateful to learn from him. So thank you, Tony. So do you want to give maybe a quick background on yourself other than what I said?
Who has heard of me? Who has not heard of me? Always the majority of the room.
Say 10 or whatever.
2012, the first book.
Yes.
You gotta get the second, and the third's almost out. So background, been in the business 25 years, both on the mortgage side and the sales side. Sorry, I had the flu. I've been in bed year to date. New Year's Eve, I had to cancel all of our plans, woke up with the flu and was in bed until 2 days ago with 103 fever for like 6 days straight. Now he's good though. I hope. I'm good. I'm not good. It wasn't good, but my voice is still coming back. So I promise I've hit puberty. So, was with Keller Williams for, since 2012. Yes, owned franchises, but became a coach, a teacher, an author, and obviously still sell real estate, but I'm just constantly on an airplane traveling and speaking to our industry for all the brands. So I kind of fly under the radar at KW because people think I'm just my own brokerage in LA and, oh yeah, he can speak for Remax and Coldwell, and they don't realize that I'm with KW and was with dinner with Gary the other night in Austin. So speaking of which, family reunion.
Yeah.
Before we get into what we were going to talk about, you know, Gary is working on a new course. I'm probably giving inside information that I shouldn't be, but he's going to be announcing it at family reunion, and it's all about the value add that we agents need to be giving our clients, especially today now, with everything that we're facing in our industry with the lawsuits and the commission structure and the Department of Justice and buyers having to pay their own commission in the future and sellers not obligated to. And so it's going to come down to what's our value. And it's going to come down to you being able to sell your value. Example of selling your value. Tony, why on earth do you think you're worth $200,000 commission on one side of my property? Just because you sold it? Well, because I'm going to market it. How much money are you going to spend on marketing? Oh, you know, probably a couple grand in photos, couple grand in a video. I'm going to do some open houses, really nice brochures for another grand or two. Yeah. And I think I'm worth $195,000 profit. I mean, think about this. Now, I've said this on stage for years and audiences do not like it. I've said for years on stage, we are highly overrated in this industry. The fact that somebody can refer you a deal and you still have room to give that agent, here's 50 grand, thanks for the referral. I'll keep the other 190. Like, it's just crazy. So it's going to get to the point where you have to be able to sell that value. Because 30 years ago, agents spent thousands of dollars a month in print ads. There was no Google, there was no Zillow. The house was worth half the value it is today, 20 years ago or more. So let me get this straight. The agents spent thousands more a month than agents today and made half the commission. Think about that. So what is your value add? So at family reunion, it is worth that ticket. Couple tricks, if you have the budget for it. Couple tricks to do is know what classes you're going to. Obviously, go to every big session in the big auditorium. It's amazing, and Gary has all the big speakers there and the state of the company and the state of the industry. But then look for, being Beverly Hills, you want everything luxury. So every single luxury marketing, any classes like that in the ballrooms. And what you do is you go to the class, and then you, in addition to your badge, I would recommend you make your own classy badge with your brand and your logo and like a big QR code and your name really big. And what you do, and sometimes you can just fit it in the same thing. And what you do is after the class is done, you go to the back of the room where the door is that everybody has to walk out. And you just stand there pretending like you're looking for your friend. All these people you see coming out, you're gonna see them going like this. They forget your name as they walk by. And then eventually people are gonna stop and be like, you're Beverly Hills? You're in Los Angeles? And that's where you're gonna get to build that network and those referral partnerships.
I'm telling you guys, that's serious.
I speak at family reunion every year. I've learned these little tricks. And then in
That
addition to
that's
our
really
in-house
true.
relationships, all of you know the big companies that we all use in real estate, you know, the big title and that, you know, whatever. They all have massive parties. So you get to attend those parties as well if you just, you know, find your person or your representative. So it is worth it. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyways, that's my background.
So let's talk about 2024. What can these guys expect to see that's different with respect to trends or opportunities? Like, there are a couple things you can point out that will help them be successful in 2024 in light of this weird market we're in and transition that we're going through.
I would say more than anything, you're gonna continue seeing the rise of AI in our industry. Now, AI serves two different purposes. It serves a purpose in luxury that I think is more leverage. And the beauty of us being agents in LA is luxury will always need a human being. It will always need thousands of dollars in marketing. It'll always be about relationship and
Value.
Very
Tony said, like,
wealthy-
know what that looks like.
very wealthy, business savvy homeowners are not gonna use a robot to sell their house. Like it's always gonna be relationship. It's like their financial advisor, their real estate agent, you know, their attorney. So we don't have to worry about that. The low end cookie cutter, you know, high demanded little tract home, 6,000 square foot lot here in LA, you know, 1,800 square foot built in the sixties. You're gonna see AI rise and Zillow's AI rise to where they're finding each other and the AI can come and draft all the terms for them to decide. And then they just use a human being like us to protect them with the right disclosures and everything. This will continue to increase and I'm actually shocked on some of the things that I'm seeing with AI coming out with Redfin and prop tech companies. That being said, back on the luxury, how do you use AI? You have to look at AI as leverage, not as something you need, like in the sense to replace you. So I speak on conferences where somebody's talking about AI and they're talking about marketing remarks and, you know, writing your marketing remarks for you and stuff like that. And this was just a couple of weeks ago and I got up after this AI expert told an audience of 3,000 agents this in Miami. And I said, if any of you in this room need AI to write the marketing remarks for you on a high-end luxury listing, you're exactly who AI is replacing. Period. Now, if you need AI to write the marketing remarks because you have 10 different luxury listings and you're creating leverage and you're teaching the AI to do it for you with your characteristics as a high D on the Tony Robbins disc and I'm influential and I want it to be funny and you're learning ChatGPT at that level to have it leverage you and it sounds just like you, that's how the stars are gonna come out of this whole AI thing is leveraging it versus please write the marketing remarks because I'm lazy and once again think I'm worthy of $195,000 profit margin on a listing.
So let me
be
be careful
careful
the
with
difference
that.
between saying like, write it for me versus putting something in that and just maybe refining it a little bit for.
So something Mark Cuban said a few months ago and who made his billions with HTML
Yep.
and, you know, before there was any WordPress and stuff like that, is the one thing nobody's talking about is he didn't say this to real estate, so I just took what he said, but he said the one thing nobody's talking about is if companies are using it the same way, then the AI is going to teach them to do the same thing. And there's no difference. Now, what does that look like in real estate? Two agents list a house in Beverly Hills Flats, quarter mile from each other. Both need upgrading and work. Nothing's really been done to the properties in 25 years, both in the same price point. Both agents ask ChatGPT, write the marketing remarks of this address. It's literally going to be identical. And then you're gonna have to go in and you're gonna have to change things and you're gonna have to reword it. And then you're gonna end up spending the same amount of time as the great salesperson you are who already knows how to write their marketing remarks. Or do what I've done in the past and you use a paragraph that somebody wrote on that same listing when it sold 10 years ago and you kind of change it and make it yours if it was worded good. However, Mark Cuban said you can go into ChatGPT and Google's Bard. Bard is Google's ChatGPT through Gemini. And that's gonna surpass ChatGPT. So if you're not taking the time to learn Google's AI robot Bard on Gemini, you need to, because eventually we're all addicted to Google and we're not gonna want to open AI and ask ChatGPT things when there's gonna be a button right on Google search that you just click and ask, and it's gonna do everything that ChatGPT can and more. So start learning that now. But going back to what I was gonna say, Mark Cuban said, you can go into these software systems and teach it. You can upload your marketing remarks that you wrote on previous listings for it to learn from you. You can spend $50 a month, have a higher account with ChatGPT and start to ask it to do things that are funny and clever and just so many different things that can be done versus versus the minimum use stuff isn't what you want. So can you move that tab that I had open and go to the YouTube tab? So if everybody wants to just go like maximize it so they can see this girl. So you can see it right there on YouTube. You don't have to play it, but if you can go back out so that they can see what it's called. This girl has a really great one on how to use it as real estate agents. And it's how to use ChatGPT as a real estate agent, save time and money. And her name is Karis. That's a really good one. So mark that.
Maybe somebody could send that link out to everyone.
That would be great.
Yeah, please. Yep. And then, of course, people ask me all the time, how do you learn all this stuff with social media, AI, like blah, blah, blah. I didn't create this. I didn't build any of it. I literally, when something comes out, I have to go into YouTube and spend hours watching videos and navigation and advanced techniques with ChatGPT and how to do it as a real estate agent, how to do it as a mortgage broker, so I can turn around, tweak some of it, and then coach and teach in simple ways to apply it. It's the same thing you can do, type of thing. So look for AI and technology taking over our industry and look for things that you need to start learning like prop tech, blockchain. Our entire industry is going to be recorded on the blockchain in the next 5 years. I guarantee it. The deed of trust recorded at the county with a stupid seal on it and a notary public that can easily be stolen or go through issues with is going to be an NFT recorded on the blockchain as the modern day deed of trust. What's the blockchain? Okay, yes, we need to have a separate conversation.
That's a long conversation.
Well, yes, we'll talk, but it's been around for 2 decades, 3 decades. But blockchain is cryptography, technology, and where cryptocurrency obviously exists on the blockchain as well. But blockchain is completely different than cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency just lives on the blockchain. But, again, once again on YouTube, what is the blockchain? Why is the blockchain taking over the world? Why is it the most advanced technology in the world? Why is real estate going to be on the blockchain? So I'll share something with you guys in a minute on that, but I know you had a couple other questions.
So where would you tell agents, obviously everyone's different in their own unique experience, like where would you suggest that their focus be? I mean, you already talked about technology, you're always, like anything else you would add to like, what should people focus on? I'm always a big believer in simplicity because you can't be focused on many things by definition. What are the couple things that are really a key priority to grow and be successful in 2024?
So I have this thing, you guys raise your hand if you know the TV show 24. I showed you, yeah. So 2024, I'm always looking at acronyms. So my whole teaching this year and my entire coaching program and everything is focused on 2024, 20 business days a month, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, even though we work 7 days a week, but that's when all the other industry people are working is the Monday through Friday. We're the only ones that work on the weekend for the most part. 20 and 24 hours a day. We're all given the same. So the whole focus this year is narrowing down and forgetting all of the shiny things out there. What do I need to focus on 24 hours a day? I need to focus on prioritizing my calendar. It needs to be so spot on day after day after day block time, no distractions, and do the things that are most important that I need to do in my business. What is the 3 most important things that we have to do to get business?
Lead generation.
But who we lead generate?
Everybody. Everybody and everybody, you know.
We always say everybody.
Yes,
Well, sure. Sure, of course, we want to target everybody as our target audience, but that's not realistic. It's not effective. What is an agent's true target audience? People who are most likely to transact in the next 12 months. That's who you want to get in front of. So that's number 1. You need to know your target audience, people who are most likely willing or going to transact in the next 12 months. Who is most likely going to transact in the next 12 months?
Old people like me.
Older, younger, divorced,
Old people, that's fine.
younger, or divorced.
Divorces. How many, raise your hand if in the last month you've taken a divorce attorney out for lunch. Think about this.
I did.
I know you did. Look how many hands didn't go up. So of course, divorce could turn into a most likely going to transact, right? But expires. FSBOs. Vacant houses, when you're driving around neighborhoods and you see a house boarded up and vacant. You know how many agents have never taken the time to probably reach out to whoever owns that house, trying to figure out what's going on with it? There's no reason in the most expensive rent per square feet in the United States, a house sits vacant in the LA. So when you see it, something's going on. It could be in probate. There could be some type of a trust takeover, and you need to be on that stuff. So you need to know who your target audience, and that's that. Then you need a system or a way to get in front of that target audience. And then you need to follow up after you get in front. You need to stay in the mind of that target audience and build a relationship with them. How do you do that? If you can go to the tabs. There, raise your hand if you've heard of a company called RedX. Okay, RedX right there. I want you guys to write down redx.com/promo X. redx.com/promo X. It gets you a discount. redx.com/promo X. RedX. It's not a rat killer. It's an amazing, amazing company called RedX. Now, who are they? They've been around for a long time in the FSBO and expired call list realm, like Landvoice, Vulcan 7, Mojo, those other companies that you've heard of that provide expired and call lists. And I know the CEO and founders, I know they're top tech people there. I've used them for years. It's amazing what they do. I have coaching clients from Long Beach up to Santa Barbara who spend the $50 a month to get call lists on FSBOs and expireds, and they just pound the phone and eventually they get listings and they're building their business. However, about 3 months ago, they dropped millions into becoming the first true all-in-one massive marketing platform for a real estate agent. And you can spend anywhere from $50 to $1,600 a month, depends, everything's a la carte. But what they do is, in addition to providing a call list, you can also do their brand builder. Their brand builder allows you to say, I want to shoot a video that's going to target expired. So I want to shoot a video about expired listings and the market. So you literally go into brand builder, it's $250 a month. You get up to 5 videos a month. You tell it, okay, topic, market. I want it to be funny, clever, and super informative. Then you hit play, it writes it all out for you. It pulls up the teleprompter so you can just read it in front of the camera as it's recording you. It gets uploaded into their system. An actual human being takes your video, totally like flares it up, adds some music, links, logos, your logo, everything's done, sends it back to you, or posts it for you on your social media if you give it access to all your social media. Then you hit, I want to run a Facebook and Instagram ad connected inside my RedX account. I want to target expireds. And it's going to take it and say, okay, there's 313 expireds in a 10-mile radius. You can shorten the radius. It targets the expireds and the FSBOs. Their IP addresses, which means it takes the MLS expireds, then it pulls up the address of that house, then it attacks the IP addresses of the devices that are in that physical house, so that every time the expired opens their phone, their tablet, their Mac, whatever, they see you as an advertisement on their Facebook profile, and you're going after expireds. And you can decide how much money you want to spend. There's so many other things that this company RedX is doing now. They are also a CRM. If you want to just have an all-in-one CRM in addition to all these other features that they're doing, they've taken the best of what all these other companies do, and they've put it, and I've never seen anything like it. And I've asked for this for a decade. I wish that it existed, and it just doesn't until now. And I'm so excited I'm using it like crazy. I have no ownership interest in the company. I have nothing to do with the company of RedX, I promise. I would not be telling you that because I benefit from it. I'm telling you that it's incredible what this software does. To go off of that as their focus, those three things, my target audience, a way to be in front of them and a way to stay connected, is let's go back to the value add. There's 3 layers to the value we give a consumer. Pre-transaction, at transaction close, and post-transaction. Most agents, 90% of their value is in the middle, transaction. They gave no value the year they knew that buyer until the buyer said, okay, I'm ready to buy. Then they were finally ready to give value, show property, information, but really no value until you're ready. I'm not gonna waste my time. You're not even pre-qualified yet. So really no value pre, all the value there, and then almost zero value after close that we give our consumers. And I'll challenge you on this, and I challenge my coaching clients on this all the time. If I called all of your clients from 2020 right now, that you closed in 2020, if you've been in the business that long, and I said, so what value did Josh give you when he sold your house 3 years ago? Oh my gosh, Josh was great. He held our hand the whole time. He saved us from a fire that we were going to be going through and with litigation. He protected us with the right disclosure. And we couldn't have done it without him. He got us the price we wanted. Awesome. Worth the commission. Oh, well worth the commission. We've even referred Josh to 2 of our family members since then. Awesome. What value has he given you since? Well, we get his monthly newsletter and he invites us to his client appreciation party once a year. And I mean, what value is he supposed to give us? I don't know. You tell me. I don't think we need any value from him right now, but we will sell our house from him one day again. Great. Have you done anything to your house in the last 3 years? Oh yeah, we remodeled our bathrooms. Oh, wow. Did you didn't need to remodel the kitchen? No, we do, but we're putting that one off. You know, we'll probably just sell this house and buy another. Josh told you it was smarter to remodel your bathrooms instead of your kitchen? No, we didn't ask Josh. Why on earth wouldn't you ask the person who was licensed to find you the most expensive asset you've ever invested in, and you didn't think to ask him for valuable information on his advice on what you should remodel if you're thinking of selling it in 3 years? Well, he's just our real estate agent. And this is where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen. There's 3 layers to our business. Everything that I'm doing this year is showing agents we are no longer, if we want to sell our value and be valuable to our consumer base, it's everything we're going to be doing after close from this day forward. Think about it this way. Name another industry where you go to a licensed investor. So let's say a financial advisor or a stockbroker. And you say, I want to invest 500 grand, take my 500 grand and make me money. How often are you on the phone with your stockbroker or financial advisor? A lot. At least quarterly. You have in-depth consultations. There's some type of a login dashboard that you have for that banking institution or financial institution where you can log in and see your money and what it's doing and the return you're getting. You're on quarterly conversations with them because that's your money. You have an attorney, you pay $20,000 a month retainer. How often are you talking to them? All the time. But for whatever reason, they asked us to represent them on the most important, expensive asset they will ever invest in and never think to ask us for advice after close. Why is that? It's us.
It's our fault.
It's us because we tell them real estate agents are transaction. Right? As soon as you're ready, all of our work and value is in that 30 to 45 days. And then afterwards, we just put you on a newsletter and stay in touch. We give you no value. So my new thing is going from agent to real estate asset advisor. You are a real estate asset manager of that asset. It is your job to advise and help them manage that asset, build equity in that asset, make sure you're doing the right things to that asset, maintenance plans, taking care of it. Now, how can you do that with how busy we are? It's so hard until this new company called Cocoon. K-U-K-U-N. If you can open that tab, mycocoon.com. mycocoon.com/realty-sales. mycocoon.com/realty-sales. My Cocoon has been around for about 7 to 8 years. Some of the biggest lenders and mortgage servicers use Cocoon in addition to realtor.com. They became famous with renovation software calculations. That's how they became famous. You can go in anywhere in the United States, GPS, Little Rock, Arkansas, I want to remodel my kitchen, and it'll tell you how much the kitchen's going to cost to remodel based on Little Rock, Arkansas GPS numbers. I want to remodel my kitchen here in Beverly Hills. We're going to have a completely different price per square feet. And the company's worth millions of dollars. This company is worth. And then about a year ago, they said, we want to come out with the #1 prop tech dashboard for post-close. We want to make it the value that an agent gives their clients after close and even before close. So give you an example. Actually, can you just press play on that video? I think that would just make it a lot.
Who's that
easier.
guy there?
What?
Repeat the URL again.
mycocoon.com, K-U-K-U-N /realty dash, not slash, like a hyphen, sales. And you should see this page right here. Now, again, I do not own this company. I do not have an ownership interest in this company. I have used this company for years, and when I saw this new dashboard that they're doing, it was literally what I've been professing for years. What can we do to give value after close and manage our client's asset with them like a financial advisor does with their money? Because that would be a huge amount of value. And it didn't exist. So I had my own maintenance plans that my staff created for our clients. I created all these specialty contractor lists with the best stars and the best reviews for my clients. I tried to stay in touch and do quarterly in-depth conversations with them on their 5-year goals and 7-year goals, but it's so time consuming and our clients love it. And now this company has just made a software dashboard to do it automatically. And this is just a quick video that gives you a sense of what it is.
I couldn't agree more with that, by the way.
New tool for homeowners and real estate agents called Cocoon. Hi everyone, Tony Giordano here, and I'm excited to share a fantastic new tool for homeowners and real estate agents called Cocoon, which is already well known for their cost estimating technology for property renovation. But now releasing new software helping homeowners build more equity in their homes and impressing mortgage lenders with the creation of the PICO score, which represents property insights and condition. The software also has the history of building permits that have ever been pulled on the property. That's right, we all value our credit scores, but what about our house score? It's valuable technology for homeowners and agents whether the property needs to be remodeled, is currently being remodeled, or is a finished project. Take for instance this client's home. Before their recent remodel, this property had a score of 627. Now let's go see how much it's improved. Wow, a new PICO score of 789. Cocoon is also how I've helped my clients build wealth and deepened our relationship long after they purchased the home. Through building the best prop tech dashboard in the industry that includes so many valuable features that I as an agent can give to my clients, from new construction data, property evaluations, AI, neighborhood data, and even property maintenance plans. The list goes on. This is the future of real estate. So what's your property's PICO score?
So go back to just now that page. So something I want to share about this. They went for the last year and a half to 3,000 of the biggest cities in the United States and pulled all of the history of permits on every single family residence in that city, to where you can go in, pull up an address, and it will literally pull up the history of permits that have been pulled on the property. It will also tell you that your neighbor 2 doors down just pulled a permit for a kitchen. It'll alert you, hey, John and Sarah just pulled a permit to remodel their kitchen. It's phenomenal. And so what is it? If you go to mycocoon.com/realty-sales, it will say, sign up, get started. Scroll down a little bit. I want you guys all to watch that video. It's the second video down. That video is a full tutorial on the dashboard and everything it does. But when you hit sign up, it's going to ask you if you're a broker or an agent. Say you're a broker and agent. Go through the sign up. After you sign up, the next page will say pick the pro plan, which is like $100 every 90 days or something like that. And it'll ask you for a promo code. The promo code annual P100. Annual P100 will give you the whole entire dashboard. It'll give it to you for a free 90-day trial and a money back guarantee for when you do actually start paying for it. When you sign up, it's white labeled to you. So your face is there, Keller Williams Realty, blah, blah, blah. Then you send a link, or you upload your entire database. Close clients, friends, family, anybody who owns a home, or doesn't own a home, actually. You upload your database, which I know all of you have a database. So you're going to upload your database, and then Cocoon does everything else. And what they do is they send a link out to your client and say, it says, access your agent's asset porthole, or whatever it says, something like that. And then once they go in, they see your face and they have all of those features on their house now that they can use. Maintenance plans, local contractors. It's literally as if you're a financial advisor and that's their login to manage this asset with them for the rest of their life. Then they tell a neighbor about it. And the neighbor says, oh, we don't have, what is Cocoon? Oh yeah, it's all this, da, 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 da. Here, I'll send you the link. And they can refer their access to them, the link, they sign up. And once they access the dashboard, the neighbor, you're the agent that provided it to them instead of their own agent. Lead gen. It's phenomenal. And when this company told me that it was like $100 every 90 days or something like that, I go, you guys could easily be $299 a month, easily for what it does, but they're not. They're going to keep it inexpensive, and you're up to 500. You can give up to 500 of your clients or whoever in your database access to the dashboard. For every 500, I think it goes up another $25, nothing huge. So I wanted to share those three things. I wanted to share those two things first and foremost. RedX, target audience, a way to get in front of them, deepen the relationship with them. My Cocoon, taking us as real estate agents to a true asset manager for our clients and helping them build wealth is going to change our industry. And it's going to get rid of half of this industry. Just in my coaching program alone, when I've told people about this, the agents on the call were like, what's an asset manager? Like, what's a financial asset manager? What's a wealth manager? I'm like, This is exactly who this industry is not gonna have anymore. It's gonna have high-level sophisticated people who no longer think of their commission as the 45-day transaction. It's that you actually just paid for me to manage your asset now for the next 10 years until you're ready to sell it again. And you paid up front. The value I gave you in that 45 days is minimal to the value I'm about to give you through my porthole. What I want to conclude with on this is going back to the layers of our business. Pre-transaction value, current transaction value, post-transaction value. Current transaction value, we already do it, right? We're good at it, right? And we're giving them all the value. What's pre? What's a software system or something you should try to look into having that is pre-value to me is those companies like, how many of you have heard of HomeBot? Milestone, Real Scout. Okay, that is taking your MLS IDX for the claw here. And it's those MLS things for you and your buyers to nurture your buyer relationship. And it's like 20 times the technology as our MLSs. So it takes our MLS and it makes it way funner and way better and way more consumer friendly, like a Zillow. And you give your clients access to it and everything that they're doing in it, and it's notifying you, and you guys are all best friends. The best one out there to me is Real Scout. Real Scout, go on Real Scout. I don't have a promo code, unfortunately, for them, but they are pretty incredible. And that's about nurturing those potential buyers and those people until they're ready to transact. Then once they're ready to transact, you're all about your value. And then after transaction, something like My Cocoon now builds that relationship. And then last but not least, going back to prop tech and blockchain. If you can go to the Google Drive. Right there. Okay. Don't scan it yet, but there's a company called Proppy. Proppy is by far the most innovative real estate dashboard in our industry that is taking our industry onto the blockchain. They have their own cryptocurrency called the Pro Token, which you can buy on crypto.com. It's a full-fledged SEC approved crypto token. It's the Pro Token, PRO. It's on Coinbase, whatever. Proppy has already recorded real estate houses in the United States onto the blockchain as NFTs, as secondary high-level security to the protection of who owns that property. And this is where our industry is going. Very few agents are taking the time to get understanding of this world. And there's two reasons why you want to. First, Proppy has a class called the Crypto Certification Course for real estate agents. It's like $499. And you get crypto designated or certified that you have the ability to understand what's happening in blockchain and real estate, people buying homes using crypto as their source of funds or their earnest money, being able to help and advise them on, well, this company can easily convert your crypto to US dollar. Like, you need to have this knowledge. That's one reason you need to. The other reason you need to have this knowledge about companies like Proppy and what crypto and blockchain is doing to our industry is I came on it by accident. In 2013, somebody came up to me in Palo Alto after I spoke at a tech conference. He said, what do you think about Bitcoin and blockchain? And do you think somebody will ever be able to buy a house using Bitcoin? It's 2013. And I pretended like I knew what he was saying and like, oh yeah, I think so, and blah, 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 blah. He walked away, we exchanged cards. He walked away, I searched, what the hell is Bitcoin? What the hell is blockchain? And I became fascinated by it. That led to being the first real estate agent, and you can Google it, you can find it out. I am truly the first agent. There's other ones that profess to be, who did the first transaction here in Los Angeles and Malibu, where a buyer bought the property using Bitcoin, no US dollar conversion. The seller accepted the Bitcoin as his form of payment on his paid off $4 million property. And it caught CNBC's attention. CNBC interviewed me. And within the year of 2017, 17 more times did I do it. not just here in LA, all over the world, and became the CNBC correspondent. And I'm on CNBC every 90 days doing the crypto real estate wrap up with Diana Olick, Jane Wells, talking about our industry and how it's evolving with this. Now, when somebody says, hey, I heard you're the guy that can help me buy a house using Bitcoin as my form of payment, guess what my question back is? Why? Why on earth would you ever use an asset that is going to go up 20 times more than real estate in the next 10 years? Why on earth would you ever trade that asset for that asset? Now what you want to do is take that Bitcoin to a private equity firm who's going to give you a US dollar loan against your asset, which is liquid gold. Keep your asset and buy the house traditional. So here's where I'm going with it. I probably have 50 multi-million-dollar relationships because of my knowledge with crypto that at first contacted me thinking that they wanted to do something with real estate with their crypto and then decided not to, but are now friends and sold their house traditionally and like, oh, never mind about the crypto thing, Tony, but yeah, we want to use you. This is not blue collar America. Blue collar America did not make Bitcoin a $1 trillion asset globally. This is the most wealthiest people in the world who understand crypto. They invest in crypto. They are whales and own crypto. Multi-millionaires, you know, that you think had never even touched it, own 1 million, 2 million, 5 million in crypto and just don't talk about it. And the more knowledge you have, the more that you'll be at a barbecue like I was last Saturday and hear somebody say Bitcoin and Ethereum and Ripple and what do you think is going to happen with Dogecoin and da-da-da-da-da, and do you think you can leverage it and what's going on with the real world assets, RWA, and finish your conversation and say, I couldn't help it over here in the art, and have a 30-minute conversation about crypto and Bitcoin and where it's going and the global asset and the fact that we're starting a bull run and it'll be at $350,000 a coin in the next 36 months. And then exchange information and then just capture them as a client that has nothing to even do with crypto. It's the same thing we've always done as luxury agents. What have we always done? Rub elbows with the wealthy. How do you rub elbows with the wealthy? Talk their talk, walk their walk, join their clubs, understand the stock market, understand real estate investments, understand commercial property. You better start understanding Bitcoin. If you scan the QR code there, can you go to the next one?
Slide.
Yeah, it's just larger for them. If you scan that QR code, it's going to take you to Proppy's website. You are not spending a dime. I want you to create your account. Once you create your account, it's going to ask you to verify your phone number. Once you verify your phone number, you will then have a login to Proppy or verify your email or phone number, it doesn't matter. You'll also have to verify your license number, follow the steps. Once you follow the steps and you confirm your identity via text or email, they're going to give you 200 of their Pro token for free in your Proppy account. You'll see Pro balance 200. It's locked for 6 months. But after 6 months, you will be able to withdraw that into your crypto wallet and sell it on Coinbase. Right now, their token is about 50 cents a token. So I pretty much just gave you guys $100. I mean, this is real. It's not fake. It's been as high as $6 a token a couple years ago. And it's been as low as 20 cents a token this year. And we're going into a bull market, just FYI. Here's the beauty with Proppy. In addition to this, you can earn tokens. Next time you're at a listing and you're in front of the house, pull up your Proppy app. And if the listing is right there, it'll say check in. And you can check into the listing. Even if you drive off, you have to be right in front of it. And they send you 20 more tokens for checking in. Because they're building out their massive national MLS to be a part of all of this and taking us onto the blockchain. So it's fascinating stuff. We weren't even going to spend this much time talking about this stuff. Today was actually to give you guys some good takeaways, stuff to start learning, and announce a training day that him and I are putting together to go way more in depth.
Yeah. Again, first of all, phenomenal. I mean, I'm actually. He's an industry leader, way ahead of the curve, very progressive in his thinking, and just someone who just leads the way and creates tremendous value for others. And again, couldn't be more grateful to have him here as a top agent and coach and an icon.
And when I told Gary about my cocoon, Gary Keller, he goes, introduce me to the owners of that company. And I said, well, I already told Cody and Jason Abrams about it. He's like, no, forget that. I want a direct introduction to the owners of that company, and now they're talking.
Wow.
So he sees this
Oh,
with
there's no-
us having to show our value moving forward in our industry.
So stay tuned for the event, that we'll coordinate. And then last thing I'm gonna ask you, tell us a little bit about Rise Coaching.
Last tab to the right.
And then whoever
I am
has
not-
questions after, for Tony, I'm gonna wrap this up in
Yeah.
5 minutes. He'll stick around, I think, for a minute.
Yeah.
And then go up to Tony and, because normally I'd open it up, but in light of timing, I'm gonna wrap it up. For a minute.
I do offer one-on-one coaching. It's obviously not for everybody, but if that's the highest level coaching, obviously you can do is having a one-on-one coach with a weekly call and stuff like that.
Which I
The
have.
thing that a lot of people are in is my academy. My academy is, if you go to this link right here, vip.risegroupcoaching.com. VIP. Actually, can you get rid of the /VIP? I don't know why that's there. It'll probably go away. Okay, so it's just vip.risegroupcoaching.com. You don't have to do the / one. vip.risegroupcoaching.com. You get a call with me twice a month live. You're on the call with a few hundred other agents who are all part of the same academy, but I'm teaching you live, where then you get Q&A as if I'm one-on-one coaching you. Like that's every 2 weeks. New one, every 2 weeks. You also get access to my entire curriculum porthole of every class and webinar I've ever done, every topic, luxury, building a team, scaling, lead gen, you name it, it's in there. That's on demand. You can watch that as you want, all of those. There's a couple hundred in there. And then you get access to the private groups and stuff like that. That is probably the most common because it's $49 a month to have all of that. Instead of $1,500 a month, one-on-one coaching and all these other coaching programs. And I decided to come out with this a long time ago. It's normally $199 a month. But this landing page, vip.risegroupcoaching.com, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're gonna see the $199 a month crossed out, and it's only $49 a month. You sign up, my staff will launch you into the program. They'll send you links, you join the private groups, and before you know it, you're on the calls with me, learning and having full access to me if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, the training day, end of March, early April is what we're thinking, somewhere local. And it'll be,
people.
it'll just be a much more in-depth, we'll figure out the topic, we'll probably take a poll for everybody who wants to attend on what, topics are most important to you. But yeah, if there's anything I'd leave you with, yes, I wrote a book called The Social Agent 2.0. Read it, it'll help you, but your own Paul Morris in this office, who owns this office, who co-wrote this book with David Osborne, the #1 profit share earner of Keller Williams. I have read so many books on creating wealth. I did not read this book right away until about a year ago. I finally picked it up and read it, and it's autographed by Paul and David Osborne and everything. I could not put this book down. There were a lot of things I knew about investing and creating wealth, but this book is absolutely amazing, and I recommend all of you to read this book.
And I'll personally give you a copy
exactly
of it if you, and Serena can help us. If you don't have one, we'll get me one.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
All right.
Phenomenal, brother. You're all.
Thank you all. Plug in if you have.
Find it.
Don't leave. The mail, but then I couldn't. Good.